I'm Colton with Porsche Center Calgary, and I'm here today with one of our first 2020 Cayenne Coupes. So the Coupe is a new kind of body style for the Cayenne. I think it turned out really, really well. So the regular Cayenne still available, you know, awesome car as ever, but they decided to just do something a little bit sportier, at least in the aesthetics, and bring out this Cayenne Coupe. It's still a Cayenne in every other way, and you can still get it in every variant. So you can have a Cayenne S hybrid turbo, whichever you want, as the standard body style or as the Coupe. Now, the most obvious difference being just a more kind of sloped roofline, and again, that sportier kind of aesthetic. There are a few other differences though too. You get a little bit more standard equipment, which I'll touch on in a second. But this video is really to talk about this car in particular. So let's dive into this one. Starting with the outside, this is jet black metallic, probably our #1 most popular color. Always looks good, really can't go wrong with it. And the wheels, this is something where the Coupe has more standard equipment. This is a 20-inch, this is the Cayenne Sport wheel, which is actually the standard wheel on this car. The regular Cayenne standard wheel would be just a 19-inch. So when you look at the price differential between the two cars, do keep that in mind as well, that you're not just paying extra because it looks sportier, it also does have additional content. And then we just augmented that a little bit by adding the colored crests in the middle of the wheel. Subtle touch, but it does make a difference. We find most of our customers do want to have that. It's a small thing, but it makes a difference. And then as well, sticking with the outside, around back, this one does have the trailer hitch installed, which we'll do on a lot of our cars, not all, but most, because it is just a more cost-effective way to do it. From factory, it's a $750 option. You can add a hitch later if you decide you need one, but then it'll cost you, a couple of $1,000, around $3,000 if you want to tow with it. So better to do it from factory if you think down the line you might need it. Now, the car is pretty capable that way. It can tow about 7,700 pounds, but more people tend to use it just for a bike rack. Either way, it's there for you. And then on that note, you'll notice the Coupes don't have the roof rails that you can option on the regular Cayenne. However, that doesn't mean they don't have the option to put the crossbars on and add a little bit more utility. They actually do. They just mount a little bit differently. They mount inside the door frame. There's screws built in there, or screw holes designed for that. So you don't have to worry about a loss of utility going with the Coupe. Now, let's move on to the inside. This one has the standard black interior, again, our most popular selection for the interior. Black is always good, always sells well, new and pre-owned. When you go to sell it down the road, you never have an issue selling a black interior car, and it tends to hold up really well. Also doesn't show wear as much as some of the brighter colors can. Some other content, we did the Premium Plus package, which I always recommend. You have kind of all of your must-have options once you have that package. Things like the blind spot warning, Porsche calls lane change assist, the upgrade to the seat, the 14-way in this case, so you have the thigh extension and the lumbar support, as well as auto memory. You get seat ventilation with this package, you get heated rear seats, and in fact 4-zone climate control. So all the cars will have 2-zone climate control where you have independent zones up front, but with the 4-zone you have independent zones in the rear as well, so those passengers can have their individual temperatures and fan speeds and things like that. Also with that package in this car, it adds what they call the 2+1 seating. So the standard seating configuration on these new Coupe models is 2 in the front and 2 in the back, with a little bit of, I want to say cargo space, but not really, kind of a cargo little tray in the middle. But when you go Premium Plus, it adds the center seat, which I would recommend. It maybe is a bit of a sportier feel with just 2 seats back there, but the added practicality of the center seat is definitely worthwhile, and is just built into that package. You also get the comfort access, so you just touch the door handle to unlock the car, and you can kick to open the tailgate, which is a nice convenient feature to have too. And then also with that, you have the top level headlights. You get the Matrix LEDs, which are a really cool technology. For a long time with our headlights now, we've been able to let you leave your high beams on. If it sees a car coming the other way, it'll just turn those high beams off as that car passes and then turn them back on again. But these ones have 84 individual LEDs, and they can turn off only the specific ones that are affecting that car. So the rest of your high beams stay on, and just that little bit of them turn off as that car drives by. So really, really cool. Great if you do a lot of nighttime driving. We also upgraded the camera in this one, so all the cars will have a rear view camera as well as sensors front and rear, but this one we added the surround view, so you get an additional camera on the front of the car as well as one underneath each side mirror, so you get the top-down view. Makes it really easy to park. You can see all the way around the car. It takes a little getting used to if you haven't used that kind of system before, but once you kind of learn to trust it, it works super, super well I always recommend it. And then as well, aesthetically in the interior, we changed the trim up a little bit. So the standard trim would be just a regular gloss black, but with this one we did a brushed aluminum instead to add, first of all, just a little bit more contrast because there's a lot of black in this one, so it pops a little bit. But also, I find it just feels a little bit more premium. It adds some different textures and stuff there too. And actually, if I didn't mention off the top, which I probably should have, this one is the Cayenne S variant, so a little bit more powerful than the standard Cayenne. This one you get a 2.9 liter twin turbo V6, makes 434 horsepower, which enables it to propel from 0 to 60 miles an hour, or sorry, 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in about 5 seconds. So it's really pretty potent vehicle. In this configuration with these options, pricing comes in at just under $120,000, so really not too bad, and actually cheaper than some of our non-coupe Cayenne S's with still, you know, a really good level of content. So this is one I really like, and one I don't think we'll have long. It's a really kind of saleable combination. It looks great. However, if this one isn't quite for you, we do have a pretty good inventory of these right now, so feel free to scroll through, check out some of our other videos. If you find one you like, do give us a call or pay us a visit. Thanks a lot for watching.